All right, so I'm not a data analyst anymore. So a lot of you guys may be asking, especially if you watch the channel, what do you mean you're not a data analyst? So I guess technically I am a data analyst. My role is a senior data analyst currently, but at heart, I am a software engineer. I truly believe that because currently in my role, I've kind of made it a role that is more of building things and kind of building infrastructure around my team. So I don't do a traditional data analyst role. And I think that at this point, I've kind of reached a ceiling on what I'm able to do in data analytics, at least at my company. So I think it's time for me to start making that change and that switch back to software engineering. So if you're new, my name is Zazo. I've been a senior data analyst for about 2 to 3 years at this point. I've been in data analytics for 4 years, and then previously I worked in software engineering for 4 years. I initially transitioned because I thought I wanted to be closer to the business, and that isn't necessarily not true. But I realized at heart I am a software engineer. I love building things, solving complex problems, and really kind of like optimizing and I don't know, I'm like a speed junkie, efficiency junkie. I really like stuff to be efficient, maintainable, scalable, and those types of things. So I'm going to tell you what the goal is right now. Currently, like I said, within my company, I do have a job as a senior data analyst. However, I want to transfer into software engineering. The current roles at my current company specialize in C# or the .NET framework, I guess you would say. So that will be my goal. That will be my short-term goal, is to land a position within the current company and transition out of data analytics back into software engineering. So right now, my current role, I've kind of made it a software engineering position anyway, just due to my previous skill set. I've come onto the team and I've taken platforms that we have available like Power Apps, and I've made different applications that really help the business facilitate its project process. It's a project management kind of system and database, and also a bunch of other different apps and automations and kind of quality assurance measures that I've brought from my previous QA experience in software engineering. So I just realized that I really love building things, solving complex problems, and honestly, the regular data analysts, traditional data analyst role, I do not like as much as I do building things. So I'm not completely starting over, but there are a lot of software engineering concepts that I have become rusty in, and I kind of need to brush up in order to really be able to make that shift. So that's what this journey in the series is going to be about. It's going to be my raw journey to getting back to software engineering. I'm going to try to document my learning journey and kind of where I'm at in the process. I'm going to try to do my actual learning, my resume, what I'm applying with, what I'm applying to, and give you guys that just to show that even if you don't come from a traditional background, or even if you want to transfer, and you don't have to feel stuck and you don't have to feel like you can't do it. You can do what you want. That doesn't mean it will be easy though. And that's kind of what I want to show in this series. And honestly, just get back into software engineering. I think that's where my heart really lies. And that's where my potential, I can really go as high as I want and kind of stay where I want if that's what I choose to do. I feel like I've really reached a max with data analytics, at least in my current company. So I think it's just time to move on. So now I'm going to give you the plan on how I am going to go about this. So what I'm going to try to do for the next month, maybe 2 months, is really brush up on C Sharp. I haven't written a lick of C Sharp since 4 years ago, 5 years ago, honestly. So I really need to brush up on the concepts there. Generally speaking, I'll be documenting everything. So not just what I did, the rusty moments, the stuff I can't figure out. I'm going to try to think of these things as I'm going through them, because I know that the struggle helps as much as the wins do. So I'm going to try to balance that and really give you all of the picture as much as I can. So I will be building projects. I will be doing stuff like this, building projects, coding, and learning again. But my approach is going to be different than what I've done in the past. Previously, I've done something like trying to learn a language, which I realize is not as effective anymore, because it really doesn't matter what language that you learn, more so the concepts, but even more than that, system design concepts. So I'm going to get more familiar with the actual language. So I will be building stuff out by hand and doing those types of things. But eventually what I want to transition to, or make this whole plan work around, is system design and building out systems with C Sharp, and kind of understanding more of that deep, detailed layer in order to increase my chances of actually getting an interview and a role in software engineering again. So this is not going to be a tutorial by any means. I'm not going to just do a bunch of tutorials on how to do things. It's also not going to be a highlight reel. I'm not going to just show you the things I've accomplished. I'm going to show you what it's really like for me specifically to transfer from a data analytics or data analyst role to a software engineering role. This may be lofty, but I can try to go the junior route and try to start from scratch, but I also might aim for a little bit more mid-level. We'll see where that ends up, but just stopping in to give you guys a heads up on what's going to be taking place on this channel if you see stuff that's a little bit different from what I normally post. I don't know the cadence that this will be on yet, but we'll figure it out together. That's the end of this video. Love, peace, and chicken grease.